I, turn image 1, turn image 3, turn image 5. The evolution of trains has been pivotal in transforming transportation, commerce, and society. Here's an overview of key milestones. Early developments, ancient systems. Primitive rail systems date back to ancient Greece and Rome, where grooves were carved into stone to guide wheeled vehicles. 16th to 18th centuries. By the 16th century, wooden wagonways were used in mining regions of Europe to facilitate the movement of heavy materials. These evolved into tramways with iron rails by the 18th century. Site search. Introduction of steam power. Richard Trevithick's innovations, 1804. British engineer Richard Trevithick developed the first steam-powered locomotive, which successfully hauled iron from Merthyr Tydfil to Abercynon in Wales. This marked the beginning of steam-powered rail transport. George Stephenson's contributions, 1814. George Stephenson built the locomotive Blucher, capable of hauling 30 tons of coal at 4 miles per hour. He later developed the locomotion for the Stockton and Darlington Railway, the world's first public railway to use steam locomotives, inaugurated in 1825. Site. Advancements in passenger rail. Stockton and Darlington Railway, 1825. This railway in England was the first to operate freight and passenger services with steam traction, significantly enhancing transportation efficiency. Site turn search 9 Liverpool and Manchester Railway, 1830. Opened in 1830, it was the first fully operational railway line designed for both passengers and freight, setting standards for future railways. Site turn search. Modern developments. High-speed rail. The 20th century saw the advent of high-speed trains, such as Japan's Shinkansen in 1964, revolutionizing passenger travel with speeds exceeding 200 miles per hour. Maglev technology. Magnetic levitation trains like the Shanghai Maglev, introduced in 2004, achieve speeds over 260 miles per hour, representing the forefront of rail technology. Future prospects. Hyperloop concepts. Innovations like the Hyperloop propose near-supersonic travel in vacuum tubes, potentially transforming future transportation. Sustainable rail. Advancements focus on eco-friendly technologies, including hydrogen-powered trains and electrification, aiming to reduce carbon footprints. The journey from rudimentary wooden tracks to advanced high-speed and maglev trains underscores the dynamic evolution of rail transport, continually adapting to meet the demands of efficiency, speed, and sustainability. For a visual exploration of the world's first locomotive, you might find this video informative. Video Trevithick, the world's first locomotive, turn search 11. The United States freight rail system plays a crucial role in transporting goods imported from Asia, facilitating their movement from coastal ports to inland destinations. Here's an overview of how this process operates. 1. Arrival at major ports. West Coast dominance. A significant portion of Asian imports arrives at West Coast ports, notably the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach. These ports handle a substantial volume of containerized cargo from countries like China, Japan, Korea, and Gulf Coast ports. To mitigate congestion and diversify entry points, some Asian goods are routed through the Panama Canal to East Coast ports such as Savannah and New York, as well as Gulf Coast ports like Houston. Intermodal transportation. Rail integration. Upon arrival, containers are transferred to intermodal trains, which are designed to carry standardized shipping containers. This method streamlines the transfer between ships, trains, and trucks. Efficiency gains. Intermodal transport enhances efficiency by reducing handling times and costs, facilitating the swift movement of goods to various parts of the country. 3. Key rail corridors. Transcontinental routes. Railroads operate major east-west corridors, such as the BNSF Southern Transcon and Union Pacific Sunset Route, connecting West Coast ports to inland hubs like Chicago, Dallas, and Memphis. Directional running. In high-traffic areas, railroads may implement directional running, where parallel tracks are dedicated to trains moving in one direction, optimizing flow and reducing delays. 4. Demand and capacity management. Peak seasons. During peak import seasons, such as the lead-up to holidays, demand for rail transport increases. Railroads adjust operations to accommodate these surges, including adding extra trains and optimizing schedules. Infrastructure investment. To handle growing volumes, rail companies invest in infrastructure improvements such as double tracking and advanced signaling systems, enhancing capacity and reliability. 5. Challenges and adaptations. Port congestion. High import volumes can lead to congestion at ports, causing delays in transferring goods to rail. Railroads collaborate with port authorities to streamline operations and alleviate bottlenecks. Supply chain disruptions. Events like labor disputes or natural disasters can disrupt the flow of goods. Railroads develop contingency plans and alternative routing to maintain service continuity. In summary, the US freight rail system is integral to distributing Asian imports across the nation. Through intermodal transportation, strategic routing, and continuous infrastructure enhancements, railroads effectively manage the complex logistics of moving goods from coastal ports to consumers and businesses nationwide. As of 2020, the North American rail industry operated approximately 38,453 locomotives, a slight decrease from 39,125 in the previous year. Site turned search. In the United States, Class 1 railroads, the largest freight rail operators, had a combined fleet of 23,544 locomotives in 2020, marking a 4.3% decline from the previous year. Site turned search for. These figures encompass both freight and passenger locomotives, with freight locomotives constituting the majority. The decline in numbers reflects industry adjustments to economic conditions, technological advancements, and operational efficiencies. Freight rail in the United States is incredibly fuel efficient, using significantly less fuel per ton mile than other modes of transportation. On average, Railroads can move 1 ton of freight over 480 miles on a single gallon of diesel fuel. This figure varies depending on factors such as train weight, terrain and load type, but the industry average hovers around this efficiency. Comparative efficiency. To put this in perspective, rail is approximately 4 times more fuel efficient than trucks for long-haul freight. Moving goods by rail reduces greenhouse gas emissions by up to 75% compared to trucking. This efficiency makes rail an environmentally friendly option for moving large volumes of goods over long distances, which is especially important for bulk commodities like coal, grain, and intermodal containers. Certainly. Here's the direct answer to your question. To move 1 ton of freight across the country by rail, it uses about 1 gallon of diesel fuel to travel 480 miles. If we assume across the country covers approximately 2,400 miles, e.g. from coast to coast, it would take around 5 gallons of fuel per ton for that full journey. When comparing the fuel efficiency of rail to trucks, rail is significantly more efficient. Here's how it breaks down. 1. Rail. As mentioned, trains can move 1 ton of freight about 480 miles on a single gallon of fuel. This translates to around 5 gallons of fuel per ton for a coast-to-coast journey of 2,400 miles. 2. Truck. In contrast, trucks average around 6.5 miles per gallon when fully loaded, and they can typically move 1 ton of freight about 130 to 150 miles per gallon of fuel. For the same 2,400 mile cross-country trip, a truck would require approximately 16 gallons of fuel per ton. Summary comparison. Rail, 5 gallons per ton for toting 400 miles. Truck, 16 gallons per ton for 2,400 miles. This means that for long-distance hauls, rail is about 3 times more fuel efficient than trucks, making it a preferable option for moving bulk goods over long distances in terms of fuel use and environmental impact. Boats or cargo ships are among the most fuel-efficient methods of transporting goods, especially for heavy and bulk cargo over long distances across oceans. Here's how maritime transport compares to other methods. 1. Fuel efficiency of cargo ships. Large container ships can move 1 ton of cargo approximately 2,000 miles on a single gallon of fuel. This efficiency can vary based on the ship size, speed and route, but it remains significantly more efficient than air, truck or even rail over vast distances. For a 2,400-mile journey, similar to a coast-to-coast distance by land in the US, it would take about 1.2 gallons of fuel per ton. 2. Comparison with rail, truck and air. Boat, 1.2 gallons per ton for 2,400 miles. Rail, 5 gallons per ton for 2,400 miles. Truck, partly 16 gallons per ton for 2,400 miles. Air cargo, 340 to 480 gallons per ton for 2,400 miles. 3. Efficiency and environmental impact. Boats are the most fuel-efficient option for long-haul freight, especially over intercontinental routes. Shipping lines emit fewer greenhouse gases per ton-mile than other modes, making maritime transport the lowest environmental impact per unit of cargo over long distances. However, shipping speeds are slower than other methods. Crossing the Pacific, for instance, can take about 2 to 3 weeks from Asia to the US West Coast, making boats suitable for non-urgent goods, bulk items, and heavy commodities like oil, grain, and manufactured goods. 4. Capacity advantage of cargo ships. Cargo ships can carry thousands of containers, TEUs or 20-foot equivalent units, allowing them to transport vast amounts of goods at once, contributing to their cost-effectiveness. In summary, boats are the most fuel-efficient method for transporting large volumes of goods over long distances, particularly for intercontinental routes, although they are slower than other options. They are ideal for goods that are less time-sensitive, making them the backbone of global trade. Cargo sailboats, or modern sailing cargo ships, offer a promising blend of traditional wind power with innovative green technology. While not yet widely used on a large scale, they represent a highly fuel-efficient and environmentally friendly alternative to conventional cargo ships. Here's how they compare. 1. Fuel efficiency and environmental impact. Minimal fuel usage. Cargo sailboats primarily rely on wind, reducing or even eliminating the need for fuel on certain routes and under favourable wind conditions. When auxiliary engines are needed for propulsion in calm weather or docking, fuel usage is minimal compared to conventional ships. Near zero emissions. With limited reliance on fossil fuels, cargo sailboats produce far fewer emissions, making them a near zero emission option. This significantly reduces the carbon footprint, especially valuable for eco-conscious shippers. 2. Current examples and technology. Hybrid designs. Modern sailing cargo ships often incorporate both traditional sails and advanced technologies like computerized sail adjustments, kite sails, or even rigid wings resembling aircraft wings to maximize wind capture and efficiency. Notable examples. The Ocean Bird, a concept ship by the Swedish company Wallenius Marine, designed to reduce emissions by up to 90%. It uses large, wing-like sails to power the vessel. A Dutch project aiming to reintroduce emission-free, sail-powered cargo ships. Energy-saving retrofits. Some cargo ships are also being retrofitted with kite sails, such as those by Airseas, reducing fuel consumption by supplementing propulsion. 3. Speed and reliability. Slower than conventional cargo ships. Sailing cargo ships generally operate at slower speeds than conventional cargo vessels, typically around 8 to 10 knots, 9 to 11 miles per, compared to 18 to 25 knots, 21 to 29 miles per hour for powered ships. Dependence on weather conditions. While modern designs and technologies improve the reliability of sailing, wind variability means these vessels can be less predictable in terms of travel time. 4. Types of cargo and routes. Suitable for bulk and non-urgent cargo, like traditional cargo ships, sailboats are ideal for transporting non-urgent goods. They are often used to transport bulk cargo or specialty items, including organic products, coffee, cocoa, or other eco-friendly goods, where the shipping method aligns with the product's brand values. Regional and coastal routes. Sail-powered cargo vessels are often seen in coastal and regional routes where slower speeds and wind patterns are more predictable and manageable. 5. Economic and operational considerations. Cost savings in fuel. Cargo sailboats save significantly on fuel costs, which can make them economically attractive, especially with fluctuating fuel prices. Longer delivery times. Due to slower speeds, sail-powered cargo ships may lead to extended delivery times, requiring adjustments in supply chains. This slower transit could, however, be mitigated with optimized scheduling and route planning. Summary comparison with conventional cargo ships. As conventional cargo ship, cargo sailboat, with optimized scheduling, fuel efficiency 1.2 gallons per tonne for 2,400 miles, near zero fuel usage in ideal conditions. Emissions, significant greenhouse gas emissions, near zero emissions, speed 18 to 25 knots, 21 to 29 miles per hour, 8 to 10 knots, 9 to 11 miles. Cost, fuel dependent, sensitive to fuel prices, lower fuel costs, potentially higher maintenance. Ideal use cases, bulk and time-sensitive goods, eco-friendly, non-urgent cargo. In summary, cargo sailboats offer a sustainable, fuel-efficient alternative for moving goods, particularly in situations where time sensitivity is less critical and environmental impact is a priority. As technology and interest in green shipping advance, they may become more common in global trade, especially on shorter routes or for niche markets where carbon-neutral transport is highly valued. To calculate the fuel and cost savings if 10% of Pacific cargo were to switch to wind-powered ships, let's follow these steps. 1. Estimate annual fuel usage for Pacific cargo shipping. According to data, large cargo ships consume about 63 million gallons of fuel per year on a high-traffic route like the Pacific, assuming an annual journey volume of 15,000 container ship trips. 10% of this would mean 6.3 million gallons of fuel that could be saved if wind power were fully used on those 10% of ships. 2. Fuel cost calculation. The average cost of marine fuel, very low sulfur fuel oil or VLSFO, has been fluctuating around $750 per metric ton recently, equivalent to about $2.85 per gallon. 6.3 million gallons x 2.85 equals $17.96 million in potential annual savings. A summary of savings if 10% of Pacific cargo switched to wind power. Gallons of fuel saved, 6.3 million gallons per year. Money saved, $17.96 million per year. These numbers provide a rough estimate, assuming ideal conditions where 10% of the fleet could operate largely on wind power and fully offset their fuel consumption with wind. transitioning 25% of the global shipping fleet to wind-assisted propulsion involves significant considerations regarding the number of vessels, associated costs, and potential fuel savings. 1. Global shipping fleet overview. As of January 2023, the world merchant fleet comprised approximately 105,500 vessels of at least 100 gross tons. Site turn search 1, focusing on larger vessels over 1,000 gross tons. There were about 56,500 ships. Target for wind-assisted propulsion. Adopting wind-assisted technology on 25% of the larger fleet translates to 56,500 ships, 0.25 equals 14,125 vessels. 3. Cost of wind-assisted technology. The cost of retrofitting existing ships with wind-assisted propulsion systems varies based on the technology used. Estimates suggest that implementing wing technology amounts to $3 million to $4 million. Transitioning 25% of the global shipping fleet to wind-assisted propulsion involves significant considerations regarding the number of vessels, associated costs, and potential fuel savings. 1. Global shipping fleet overview. As of January 2023, the world merchant fleet comprised approximately 105,500 vessels of at least 100 gross tons. Site turn search 1, focusing on larger vessels over 1,000 gross tons. There were about 1.27 trillion investment in wind electric hybrid ships based on annual fuel savings of $8.84 billion would be approximately 144 years. While this payback period is extensive, the calculation does not account for potential future increases in fuel prices, carbon tax incentives, or additional savings from decreased maintenance and environmental costs. Building a fleet of wind-electric hybrid ships at the scale of 25% of the global fleet presents significant economic opportunities and national security benefits. Let's break this down into potential financial gains and strategic advantages. 1. Economic opportunities from shipbuilding. Revenue from shipbuilding. Building 14,125 wind-electric hybrid ships at an average cost of $90 million per ship would generate $1.27 trillion in total revenue for shipbuilders. Economic stimulus and job creation. The large-scale shipbuilding project would create thousands of jobs, shipyards, engineering, supply chains, and related industries. Shipbuilding jobs are typically high-wage and highly skilled, which would have positive impacts on regional economies with shipbuilding facilities. Technology development and export potential. Developing expertise in wind-electric hybrid ships could allow the US or other countries leading this effort to become exporters of advanced green shipping technology. The ability to export this technology to other nations seeking to decarbonize their fleets would open additional revenue streams.
2. National security benefits.
Reduced reliance on fossil fuels. Transitioning part of the shipping fleet to wind-electric hybrid power would reduce reliance on foreign oil and fossil fuels, decreasing vulnerability to global fuel price volatility and supply chain disruptions. This shift enhances energy security and stability in times of geopolitical tension or supply shortages. Strategic shipping capabilities. A fleet of wind-electric hybrid ships could operate independently of fuel availability, allowing for more resilient supply chains. In national emergencies or wartime, these ships could continue operating even when fuel supplies are restricted or allocated for military purposes. Strengthened maritime and industrial base. Expanding the shipbuilding industry and domestic shipping capabilities strengthens the national industrial base, which is a core component of national defence strategy. Shipbuilding capacity would ensure that, if needed, new vessels could be rapidly produced for national defence or critical infrastructure support. Reduced environmental vulnerability. Emissions reductions from hybrid ships align with broader goals for climate resilience and environmental security, as climate-related disruptions such as extreme weather increasingly affect supply chains and infrastructure. 3. Return on investment and long-term economic gains. Indirect economic returns. The payback period of approximately 144 years for direct fuel savings may seem lengthy, but the indirect returns from job creation, technology exports, and national security benefits make this investment more attractive. Cost avoidance through emissions reduction. Avoiding emissions could reduce future costs tied to carbon pricing, regulatory fines, or environmental damage recovery costs. As carbon taxes or emissions restrictions intensify, having a hybrid fleet would provide significant economic savings. Strategic advantage in global trade. Countries leading in green shipping technology and infrastructure may gain trade advantages as global customers prioritize low-carbon shipping options to meet their own emissions goals. Summary of economic and security gains. Shipbuilding wage job, shipbuilding revenue, $1.27 trillion for 14,125 ships. Job creation, thousands of high-wage jobs in shipyards and supply chains. Export potential, revenue from selling technology or expertise abroad. Energy independence, reduced reliance on foreign oil, enhancing security. Maritime base strengthening, expanded industrial base for defence and resilience. Climate resilience, lowered vulnerability to fuel market and environmental disruptions. Strategic trade advantage, increased competitiveness in green shipping markets. In summary, while the direct fuel savings offer a lengthy payback period, the combined economic, strategic and security benefits create substantial value over time, making the investment more compelling when considering broader national interests. Modern hybrid designs might also include rigid sails or wing sails to optimize efficiency and reduce crew requirements. 2. Cargo capacity. A 1,000-ton capacity means the ship can carry approximately 1,000 tons of cargo in addition to its own weight, deadweight tonnage. This tonnage is suitable for smaller niche markets such as regional shipping, eco-friendly transport for specialty goods or coastal trade routes. 3. Speed and range. Speeds would likely range from 8 to 12 knots, 9 to 14 miles per hour, depending on wind conditions, making it slower than engine-powered ships, but comparable to historical sail cargo vessels. Equipped with hybrid electric engines for assistance, it could operate reliably even in low wind conditions, providing flexibility for more consistent speeds. Example comparisons. Modern sailing cargo ships, vessels like the Eco Clipper or Tres Hombres, which are designed for sustainability, are in the range of 100 to 200 feet long and offer similar capacity for niche shipping markets. A 1,000-ton sail cargo ship would thus be a mid-size, sustainable vessel, ideal for short to medium routes, especially in regions focused on reducing carbon emissions in transport. Designing a fleet of sail-powered cargo ships utilizing advanced materials and technologies involves several considerations, including construction costs, fleet size, and overall investment. Here's an analysis based on the specified materials and technologies. 1. Construction costs per vessel.
Materials.
Carbon fiber offers high strength to weight ratio but is expensive, with costs ranging from $18 to $26 per pound. Sight turge aluminum, lightweight and corrosion resistant, commonly used in marine applications. Fiberglass, cost effective and widely used in boat construction. Sail technologies, traditional sails, standard rigging with fabric sails, wing sails, rigid airfoil shaped sails offering improved efficiency. Flettner rotors, cylindrical structures utilizing the Magnus effect for propulsion. Estimated cost per ship: traditional sails, approximately $30 million, wing sails, approximately $35 million, Flettner rotors, approximately $40 million. 2. Fleet size and cargo capacity. Assumptions: cargo capacity per ship, 1,000 tons. Total cargo volume: to replace 10% of Pacific cargo shipping, assuming 6.233 billion gallons of fuel consumption annually, equating to approximately 623 million tons of cargo. Fleet size: total cargo to replace 62.3 million tons, 10% of 623 million tons. Number of ships needed: 62,300 ships, 62.3 million tons per 1,000 tons per ship. 3. Total investment: traditional sail cost per ship $30 million. Total cost: Thai 1.886 trillion, 300 ships, $30 million. Wing sails cost per ship $35 million. Total cost: 2.181 trillion, 62,300 ships, 35. There's cost per ship $40 million. Total cost: 2.492 trillion, 62,300 ships, 40 million. 4. Considerations: operational efficiency. Wing sails and Flettner rotors offer improved efficiency over traditional sails, but come with higher initial costs, maintenance costs. Advanced materials like carbon fibre and aluminium may reduce maintenance costs due to durability and corrosion resistance. Environmental impact. Utilising wind propulsion significantly reduces fuel consumption and emissions, contributing to environmental sustainability.
Conclusion.
Transitioning 10% of Pacific cargo shipping to sail-powered vessels would require a substantial investment ranging from approximately $1.869 trillion to $2.492 trillion, depending on the chosen sail technology. While the initial costs are significant, the long-term benefits include reduced fuel consumption, lower emissions, and enhanced sustainability in maritime transport.